Hello and welcome to the screencast for ridethecore.com. Ridethecore.com is a web-based site that is used to manage paragliding competitions. So competition organizers now have a resource that streamlines all the common management tasks they need to perform to run a competition. So a little bit of background. One of the things that will happen first is your pilots will come to ridethecore.com and they'll create an account. And so when they create this account, basically it stays in the database so that they don't have to, the next competition that they go to, they don't have to re-enter all their data. So it saves your pilots a lot of time too. But once they've done that, basically you as the organizer will log in and you'll get this link up here, which basically allows you to into the back end so that you can manage your competition. So you click on that, and if you admin multiple comps, you pick which comp you want to administer. And this is basically the back end. This welcome screen just explains how to register a pilot, run registration on registration night using the system. But let's get into some of the features of ridethecore.com. So one of the common features that organizers do is they'll email their pilots. So they can pick different groups of pilots to email. So for example, pilots that have not paid yet, they can select that and just email those pilots, or they can email just the pilots that have paid, or they can email all pilots. And basically that screen's a real typical email screen. It's nice. You can attach a file if you need to send them some GPS coordinates or something, and you send the email to all pilots, and it'll list all your pilots in this column here. Probably the next most commonly used screen is called Mark as Paid. So when a pilot pays the competition fee, you want to come in and mark them off as paid. So all you would do is come into this screen, and it'll list all your pilots here. And actually, this pilot's already paid, so let's just go through how to unpay a pilot. Because this is a test comp, I only have one pilot in the comp. So we'll just unpay this pilot first, so you see what it looks like when a pilot has not paid. And there you go, there's the checkbox. So you can check multiple pilots and then mark them off as paid. So now when you go into mark as paid, it shows them as paid. So that's a common one. The other one is there's a lot of features under database tools, but probably the most common one is to extract data from the database. So in other words, you can basically, here's all the fields in the database right here, and you can build reports, if you will. So you can select the data that you want from the database. So for example, let's say your safety director needs a list of all the pilots, their name and their mobile phone, and wants a glider description. That may help him do his job. So you'd come in here and you'd select show only paid pilots. You'd select name, mobile, glider make, and glider color. And that basically will just select all that information from the database. And again, there's only one pilot in this, but if there was more than one pilot in this competition, you'd see a whole list of all the pilots. Back to database tools, some of the other things you can do is you can edit each one of your pilot's personal details if you needed to change or something. You can display the entire pilot table. You can deregister pilots from your competition. And on registration night, if you want to do a paper-based registration, you just you can print one pilot per page using this button, and that makes a nice printout of all your pilots. You can also, next year you can create a new competition with this form that comes up after this, and you can actually, register a pilot, say if you have walk-ins on the night of registration. One of the nice things about ridethecore.com is you can export data from the database anytime you want. So you can export all of the data in case to a CSV file, and then you can put it into Excel and massage the data however you wish, or you can actually export everything you need to populate the scoring program. So for example, FS has, it needs certain fields to start the scoring. This button basically will create a list that you can import right into FS so that your scorekeeper saves him hours and hours of manual inputting. That's the basic features of ridethecore.com, and this is the back-end administrator program. Anyway, it's free to use, and if you're interested in opening an account, just go to ridethecore.com and you can see where to send me an email, and I can create you an organizer's account. Hope you enjoyed the screencast.